Hey water signs, Pisces, Cancer and Scorpio, Ascendant, Sun, Moon, Venus, Rising, and those cross-watching. In today's reading, we're going to take a look and see what is going to happen between you and your special person the next time you guys see each other, the next time you catch up. It is going to be a general reading, guys, so please just keep that in mind. If you're after a personal reading, feel free to reach out and inquire. My email address is going to be listed just below the video where the show more section is. Okay, it seems like for a lot of you there are some very strong blockages between you and this person. Okay, the Two of Swords here in the center of the reading is a very strong indication of either a no contact, no communication period or phase that you're going through, or what feels very much like a disconnection between yourself and your individual. So maybe, you know, the connection itself is losing momentum. Maybe your person has been acting differently or has just been feeling differently about you and about the connection. Maybe it's your energy. Maybe you're, you know, being the water sign that you are, maybe you're picking up on their energy, their mood, and you're absorbing it, and as a result, you're projecting that onto the connection itself. So I feel like there's a lot of complexities. I feel like there's a lot of intricacies in this connection. There are feelings involved, which, lo and behold, what makes this very complicated, what makes this that much more complex. And there is room. It feels like, whatever the two of you have going on in this connection, there's room and space, like the physical space, the emotional and the mental space, for this to be so much more than what it is. But the reason why it's not growing, the reason why it's not flourishing, is because there are certain blockages, okay, either in both of your energies as an individual, or there are certain blockages. It could be outside blockages as well, so it could be opposing factors, external factors that may be opposing this connection. But I feel like it's those very blockages, okay, they could be internal or external, guys, but I feel like it's those very blockages that are preventing you from, moving this forward between you and your person. So even though there's no contact, no communication, I do feel like I am seeing that there is going to be a reunion of some sort, but it doesn't feel necessarily like it's going to be in the immediate near future. Okay, so I'm not necessarily sensing that it's going to be a matter of days or even like a matter of weeks before you see this person again. I feel like there's some sort of obstacles that need to be overcome. And I feel like right now with your person's energy, I feel like there's a lot of overwhelming and some very complicated emotions that are sort of, residing in their energy. And I feel like they need to figure things out. And maybe a part of them trying to figure things out is the reason why they blocked you. But I do see that, I see like an outpouring. I see an outpouring of emotions. When the two of you finally do decide to communicate, you do decide to talk and see each other, it's like this person is really opening up their heart. So right now it feels like they've blocked you, or you've blocked them, or, the both of you are no contact, no communication, because your person is trying to figure some things out right now. They want you and they need you and they love you, but it's not as simple, or it's not as straightforward as that. I mean, it doesn't necessarily have to be complicated, but unfortunately it is. There is something here that's complicating things to the point where I feel like for some of you it might even be frustrating, right? It's not that easy. It's not that simple. It's not that black and white. There are patches, and actually a lot of areas of, gray areas. Your person, I feel like, has a hard time processing their emotions, okay? Your person may have a hard time handling their emotions. They may feel this overwhelming, intense complexity and intensity when they're with you, okay? So it just feels like, I don't think they've ever been in love this way before. I don't think, or it's been quite some time. I just feel like that your person has never felt, or maybe this is your energy. Sometimes, energies feed off each other. someone here feels like they've never felt this way about an individual before, or they've never loved as strongly, as fiercely, as intensely as they do. Even if it's early days, guys, the Ace of Cups seems to suggest that there is some very new and rather overwhelming and overflowing, emotions here. Like a stirring of new, exciting foreign emotions and feelings, which are almost inexplainable or indescribable to your person or to yourself. And this is what's caused your person to pull away. This is what's caused this sort of disconnection, because it is so intense and it is so overwhelming here. But I think you've gone from, this happy place, this honeymoon phase of the relationship, to what now feels like a no contact, no communication phase. I'm also seeing that, despite the both of you being at a stage where you're not communicating with one another, or even if you guys are talking, it's not the same, right? It hasn't been the same for a while. It's just like the conversation is very, very brief and short, and yourself or this person hasn't been the same. But it feels like they do want to reach you. It feels like they want to communicate. They just don't know what to say, or they just don't know how to say it, or they don't know if now's a good time to bring up certain issues, especially issues regarding their emotions. But look, for a long time, okay, and for quite some time, you've been their happy place and they've been your happy place. But right now, I think it's fair to say that you're not exactly at this place, You're not at a point in time where you're happy with the connection, you're happy with the relationship, or you're happy with the way that things are progressing. But they do essentially want to go back to that. And the cards seem to indicate the Four of Wands energy. It seems to indicate that there is going to be this, very joyous and very memorable and very special. I'm seeing that there's a special, like, a space in the energies here and in the reading for a reunion to take place. So this is like a coming home back to one another. This is like finding each other again, the universe guiding the both of you to one another. With regards to their current situation right now, I feel like career is a big focus for them. I'm also seeing that you're quite focused yourself. You've got your own things going on, and it just feels like the both of you have restricted access to one another. That's what it feels like. It feels like even if you guys are talking, or if you're not talking for that matter, it just feels like there's this restricted access to each other. Now, what will your reunion be like? It'll be emotional. It'll be very emotional. It'll be difficult, okay? It'll be emotional because, as I've mentioned, I feel like it might even be... it might bring you to tears, like seeing them again, perhaps maybe after such a long time, or them actually opening up might bring you to tears, or, they may actually open up and they might become quite emotional in front of you or with you here. Because I do see, I see like someone's heart chakra here is opening up. I see someone, pouring out their heart, their emotions, just like speaking their truth, talking about their feelings, opening themselves up. I see a strong sense of vulnerability, someone being so raw, so vulnerable with you that, they're finally letting you see them for who they are, okay? And this is you being so, I don't think you've ever been so open or so vulnerable with someone before as you will with this person, or as you have been with this person, okay? And if so, I feel like there's more of that to come. The reunion is going to be very powerful, because it's going to, you're going to sort of flash back to all these wonderful memories that the two of you had with one another. And then, it's also going to remind you of this disconnection, this separation, or this breakup, or just this very confusing time that you guys have been going through a lot. So it's going to be intensely overwhelming. That's probably the best way to put it. But I'm also seeing that before you get to this reunion, because I've mentioned I don't necessarily see it being, I don't see it happening over the next couple of days or the next couple of weeks. I mean, it might, okay, the trajectory of the energies might change, and for some of you, it might happen sooner than later, fingers crossed, but I do feel like this is, it's sort of further in the future. Okay, so it could be a matter of months, it might be till the end of the year, it might be sometime, it might be within a year's time that the two of you are actually going to come back to with one another, okay? I feel like your person has got some more growing to do, and I think the fact that, you guys have disconnected is, it shows fractures in the relationship, and it shows fractures in the lack of growth with this connection. And I think that, the both of you pulling away from one another is really giving this opportunity to, it's giving you an opportunity to take a look at the whole situation, take a look at yourself and take a look at the whole relationship and just the whole setup of it, from a different angle, from a different perspective. It's allowing you to see things that you probably wouldn't have otherwise seen before. And I think, sometimes two people need to come back, need to come apart. Okay, so they could, okay, let me start again, because that did not make any sense. Some people need to come apart so that they could, learn just how much they love each other, or learn just how much they belong with one another, just how much they're destined for each other. So sometimes that separation, that breakup is what, brings back, is what strengthens and, guides two souls back to one another. And I think this is a case of what this is. So the next time you see this person, it feels like it's been some time that the two of you have communicated or even spoken to each other, or at least spoken honestly and truthfully with one another. But when eventually you guys do catch up again here, it's going to be emotional, it's going to be powerful, it's going to be very moving, and it's going to be a lot, it's going to be intense. Okay, because I feel like things have either ended for you or they are ending for you. But, we all know that nothing truly ends, does it? Where there is an ending, there is always a beginning. There is always a rebirth. And I feel like this is what that is. And I feel like, things need to end before they can begin again for you. Okay, so it's all about, I guess allowing for things to flow naturally and organically from this point on. Okay guys, and these are your messages. Thanks for watching and listening. Please show your support by liking, sharing and subscribing to the channel. Bye.